Hi everyone, this is Gina White. I'm back again for another vlog today, and I made a guarantee that I was going to cover about my daughter's school that they're going to be going to in Thailand. It's at Regents International. So I hope everybody's day is going good. Mine's is myself over here though. I just want to get right into it, as promised. So, if you're looking for a school, and I believe the ages are between 2 to 18 years old, because so they have like for toddlers and on up for the boarding. But I'll have to put that in a note later. Sorry about that. No, it just dawned on me about that portion. So when you go to the website, this is how I found the school. And not only myself, I found some, and then I let everybody as a whole, me, my husband, I talked to him. And then I brought my daughters in to help them make a final decision. And then in other words, so basically it would be me and my husband with the final say. So that's how that went. We just wanted their input because it is their education, and we're pulling them out of this school over here in Japan at the Dodia school. So you would go to the website, which is https, and it's spelled semicolon / twice, and then you type in international schools with an S database.com. And in there, you're going to go and just search what you're looking for. You're not obligated to pick the exact school that we picked, because everybody has their own needs, right? Just like any other school in the United States. So you have public schools, you have and then you have your international schools, and then you have your schools that are in between. Though, so we had a lot arranged to select from, and we just felt comfortable with Regent. Regent is more expensive, but it's not the most expensive one in the area. So it was another one that was about half the price of what we would pay, but we just felt comfortable with what they get out of the whole process, because we like the way they target for college, and they actually have them in a setting where they're almost like they're in college. It's just they're in high school. So when you go on the website, you'll see the contacting details about the school, how to get a hold of someone with their email and so forth, and phone number. And then they'll have about the school policies, the types of nationality information, demographics, as some people call it. And then you'll have like extracurricular activities, like after school activities, like sports or music, things like that, or like debate classes. And also they'll say like boarding availability, and that's like for any of the schools, because there's different types of schools in Thailand. And I'm reading off of my notes. I promised that I would put it on notes and try to quit trying to guess what I had wrote down before and what I did. So they'll have like the yearly price ranges, and it'll be in Thai baht, and they'll have the type of accreditations for the school. You would enter the child's name, the age group, and what city you're looking for, and what language of instructions, and then you'll do a search. For instance, you have some just completely Thai, and then you'll have some like for Spanish speaking or French or British, so those are and German, I believe. So I think there's a Dutch one on there too. So for instance, we selected the British curriculum, which is we all feel that that's more feasible for our family, and what our girls can accomplish with that though. So you would go to the website and email the staff for information, and they will reply to you with the information and a link to register. That's what we did. And that's the process with Regent that we went through. So, and with that, the information, we completed the information. It was on a secure website because they're going to ask you personal information like birth dates, passport, and they ask for our information, our passports, and where we were born and so forth, though, because they want to make sure that, because the way things go nowadays, you want to make sure that that is the child's parent or guardian. They have legal right to have them there in that country and enrolling them in school. So there's no mistakes done. And I'll keep that as nice as, I don't want anything flying up like, oh, you said such and such word. No. So I'm keeping this PG, kid friendly. And so cover that. Also, that when you do get ready, when you email them, be mindful that they're gonna have application fee will be set, and they'll give you a time period to pay it. And then next you'll get a reply back after you fill out. So make sure, like I said, you have your passport information, no point of contact, and so forth. Though, and so with that, maybe I think it was the school information that they're attending right now, and so forth. So next, you'll get a reply back of testing, the process of testing. So basically, you have the application process, and then you have the registration fee. That's another one. And then they're gonna, within the registration, they'll start the process of the testing. So because we'll fill out like questionnaires and so forth, though. So, and then they'll try to get an idea about our your children, which they did with us. I'll just share my personal story. So with that, then they were able to collect some information so they can ask our daughters before the interview. And they had to do a assessment. The assessment isn't so much if they qualify for the school, but more of what grade do they fit in. Some kids are homeschooled, or either they're in a different type of schooling that doesn't meet the British curriculum. So with that, the girls, they did great with that. So they did the test. It's more like an IQ test. And so with that, and they were like with patterns, I was peeking at some of it. They had like patterns and logical thinking, and then they did a personality kind of test also. And then they followed back. Well, so basically you have to have like they did it at the same time. So they were so they had their own computer when they signed on and so forth, though. So, and then the girls and myself, they talk individually with the staff, and then we connected with them via Teams. And let me see what else cover. Yeah, so after that, like I said, they'll send an invoice and make sure that you do your payment, and then they'll get back to you after that with the results. And so they got the offer letter saying that they have been accepted, and we said yes, we accept. And then they went through the process of putting everything through and documenting and filing it, and getting the dates that the girls are going to be attending school. And so my older one, because I have one that she's going to be in, their curriculum is, they don't count kindergarten, so they go from year 1 through year 13. So year 1 is kindergarten. So my youngest she'll be year 9, and my older daughter that's going there, she'll be year 12. Yeah, because she has 2 more years before she graduates. So with that, my youngest, she didn't have to do any more interviews, and my older one, she had to do another second interview because they focus on pretty much being already in an environment of a college, university environment. So she had to go and do her career assessment and sit down with the staff, the dean over in that section of the school, and go through what degree that she's working towards. And they build it off of that, and they didn't let her up at all. She's trying to get around it. It's like, no, you need this, that, and the other. And so they don't believe in fail. You're there and you get your money's worth, basically. So I was very, very happy with that whole process, and I give hands down on their excellence now. So we're very happy so far. They will have to be fitted for their uniforms because they can't come to school with slouchy uniforms or altered. They will get fitted, and then they will purchase their uniforms that will be provided tailored from the school when we pay for them, of course. We pay for so we already paid all the prep fees and prior to, and then the final one for the semester would be like, I believe it's like a July time frame in a brochure. That's what I was reading now. So with that, so they do have boarding school, but our daughters we're just gonna take them back and forth. They have private drivers that come through different bus stops routes within the area and pick them up and drive them there. But it's about as much as you might as well just get your own car. And but it just depends on some people. They don't want a car, and so they'll just do that process though. And it's not like the kids can go on a bike and just ride to school, because when my husband, he did the tour on site on the campus to see how everything looked, and he said it was stretched out there. It was pretty much remote, and that's for the protection of the children. And the location is between Pattaya and Bangkok, so it's kind of like it's closer to Pattaya, but it's about an hour and a half from Bangkok. So I guess the kids can, if they live that way, they can still commute. And like I said, they have boarding school if you want to pay the extra. And some people who are busy a lot and their schedule, they don't have the time to be there, but they want their kids to be in that excellent school, which is known worldwide. I didn't even know that until we researched it. And so we talked about it's similar to college. I mean, they'll get their like a IB level, A level, bachelor's, so forth within the school. I don't want to mess it up, so when you go on the website, you'll see all the accreditations and the types of diplomas and degrees they'll provide for the student that they have opportunity to gain. And so I talked about the focus career, and so it's conditioned for college yet. It's no surprise. The students we talked about the measurements for the uniforms. Oh, and no weird hair colors. It's just appropriate. They said like for labs or so forth, for certain types of activities, they may have to put their hair up because they do STEM classes in labs, and that's expected. The learning environment is within a classroom setting and outdoor, because they like to do a lot of volunteer work and agriculture. And if you've seen pictures of Thailand, you know. They do have I think I covered it. They have like if you have a child with special needs, I can't find where I put that out on my notes, but if you have a child with special needs, they have that. I talked about if you pay tuition like before July timeframe, I believe that you get a discount. So their focus is based around health and well-being, And they have the bus services. That's, this, so if you ever like, oh, what are the phantom prices though? So so you have the bus services if needed. You have the school uniforms, the meals provided on campus, or they have like tuk-tuk, and they have like a food truck, we call it. You have the policies, and from what they share with my daughter on her second interview, that they will have a sponsorship. So it's a buddy system, so that'll help them get adapted to the school. They had that out here in Dodea also. So it's they're familiar with that process. And there are provisions in place for kids with special needs, so no worries for the mamas who need a little extra for their children. Then they have a parents involvement group. It's kind of like a PTA, a PTO. And then, like I said, the new student sponsors. And that is all, though. So that is all. I'll cover some more food. I'm going to do some more, couple of food videos that in the area, Japan, Costco, Japan. And I guess that is it. Let me know if y'all want me to get a little bit more detailed on the process for the school, and I can go in and dig deeper for you, since I have that information and I have the brochures and the templates that they provided for me. Now, tomorrow, let's see, I'm just gonna kind of just wing it, see how things go. And that is all, though. So I'm just trying to think, should I share with you what I'm gonna talk about tomorrow? Well, if I talk about passwords, that's more detail, so I'm gonna pause on that. And I think we'll talk about budget tomorrow, and I'll just kind of like have it all written down. I believe that the flow of this video log went pretty well. Let me know what you think, though. Goodbye. Take care.